You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your intellect. But still, like life, I rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. The bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality.
And we are live from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Welcome to Black NewsBeat.
We might have to kill these house lights because I can see everybody's face and now I'm nervous. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Black NewsBeat. I am your host, Dr. Kimeka Campbell. Yeah. So pretty much anytime I pause like that and like I say my name, you have to clap. That's obligatory. Okay. So welcome to season 4. I am so glad to be here with you guys. We are streaming live again. We are so excited about this. We have not been live in a long, long time, except for when we do our community show. So this is great. So I'm so happy. So, hey, Basir.
Hey.
How you doing? Happy Valentine's Day, babe. And that is the crux of our show tonight. We have 3 wonderful couples that I really adore in our community that we want to talk to and get their take on relationships and Valentine's Day. So stay tuned for that. But before we do that, did y'all know we're live? Did I say that?
Yeah.
Did you share the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, share that stream. We want to make sure that everyone, hey, you guys watching, let me see how many people are watching right now. There are 3 people watching. All right. Please go ahead and share that stream. We want to make sure that all of your friends and enemies get to see the show tonight. Okay. Ooh, thank you, Shalani. And you hear when he just did that? This is a talk back show. You got to talk back. All right.
Yes.
So much has happened since the last time I saw you guys. We saw each other all the way in December. It was a lifetime ago. It was a year ago, at least last year. And now we are in 2024. So how's 2024 going for y'all? Okay, some of y'all sound a little unsure, and I would put yourselves in the category with me, unsure of how 2024 is going so far. But we're going to get there. January was a whole year in and of itself. February, for some reason, is speeding by. I'm very confused. Like, how was January 366 days signifying the leap year, and February is only 1.5 days? I don't even get it. But happy Black History Month also. And if you're following us on the Black NewsBeat page, we have been highlighting Black wonderful historical figures the entire month. From my favorite today. Today was a great day to highlight a figure. Let me tell you who I highlighted today. Besides talking about Alicia Keys all day online, I got to talk about today. We are going to celebrate Annie Lee Cooper. Do you know who Annie Lee Cooper is?
No.
Ooh, Annie Lee Cooper is famous for voting rights and civil rights, but she is most famous for punching a sheriff in the face. Go ahead, Annie Lee. We appreciate you. If you want to learn more about her, we have all things that are interesting for Annie Lee Cooper. She was a Black activist, and John Lewis revered her as absolutely fearless, obviously, because she was punching cops in the face. And from marching with Martin Luther King in Selma to socking a racist cop for trying to keep her from the polls, okay? Annie Lee Cooper fought for the rights of Black Americans with ferocity. Shout out to you and your descendants. We love ourselves a Black queen who fights for civil rights and voting. And speaking of voting, and we'll talk about this in later shows coming up, we'll have all kinds of candidates on the show. Woo, honey, because guess what yesterday was? Anybody know? Fat Tuesday, as we know as it's called in Trinidad, Carnival Tuesday, which is the correct term. Just kidding. And but yes, so today is, in addition to Valentine's Day, in addition to the Day of Love, it is also Ash Wednesday. Yeah. And it hasn't happened like this in a long, long time. So yesterday in Trinidad and Tobago was Carnival Tuesday. All in Louisiana and across the country was Mardi Gras, which is Fat Tuesday in English. Did y'all know that? You should have. That's the only French lesson you'll need, okay, to party in certain places. So yeah, so we're celebrating a lot of things today. And let's check in with you guys. How are y'all? Yeah. If you are happy to be here as I'm happy to be here. I want to thank you guys for rocking with us. Did y'all know we're in season 4? Black NewsBeat, season 4. You're going to hear more about the anniversary show coming up on the 28th. We want everyone to come back. We invite all of our guests and everyone to come back to rock with us. We have a champagne toast, okay? So you got to come back and really crack open one for season 4. I'm very excited about see this energy? You guys need to take notes. But I want to get right into it. Usually I talk a whole bunch for the opening, but I want to get right into this because I want to talk to these couples, y'all. We have some great couples tonight. We have one couple that has been together for 37 years. All right? And we're going to hear from them tonight. So let's welcome all of our couples first, though. Let's welcome TJ and Maisha Holmes. Yeah. Let's welcome Marquise and Whitney Lupton, some of my favorites. And let's also welcome Dwayne and Patty Golden. Is that your real last name? Can you keep his last name? Okay, 37 years. Okay, she kept that name. Okay. So, but let's see before we get into the couples and the lovey-dovey, let's see what's going on across the country. Let's sweep these streets. Let's see what's going on. Listen, we got to get right into the local real quick, real fast with this one, okay? Happy Valentine's Day again, everyone. And as we bask in the glow of love, many of us owe a nod to the digital age for connecting us with our significant others through the vast expanse of the internet. Thank you, Beyonce, and maybe Al Gore, for this indispensable tool that not only bridges hearts, but also brings the world to our fingertips. Yet, with great power comes great responsibility, especially when it comes to sharing information. Tonight on the Black NewsBeat, we cherish, love, but also reflect on the importance of integrity in sharing news. Recently, an incident involving a man and Judge Sonny McKnight was incorrectly reported on in a local Facebook group, causing undue stress to his family and the community by falsely claiming that the man was deceased. This situation underscores the critical need for accuracy in reporting, regardless of the platform. If you are sharing news in the community, you want to make sure that it's got to be true. I understand that gossip is a thing, but we have to make sure that we're not causing undue harm in the community. As a program committed, all right, this situation underscores the critical need, right? So as a program committed to delivering both the national and local news with precision, Black NewsBeat emphasizes the necessity of verifying the facts before sharing with the public. This rush to break news could never compromise the truth, nor should it feed into sensationalism that can then mislead and harm. Now we told jokes here. We do all of that, but we don't want to give intentionally misleading or even unintentionally misleading information and let it sit in the community that would cause people to go into a hysteria, as we saw with things like the insurrection. Out of respect for those affected and an ongoing investigation, we'll refrain from delving into specifics. We will, however, emphasize the paramount importance of the responsibility of reporting. It's crucial to remember that in our quest to inform, we must strive to uphold the standards of journalism, steering clear of sensationalism, and ensuring our contributions to the public discourse are both constructive and credible. Let's aim to be thorough and thoughtful rather than ratchet in our approach to sharing the news. Tonight, let's focus on love, though, understanding, and the responsibility that we share in fostering a well-informed community. That's all we got to say about that. All right. Next story. Was there a game of foots during the Usher concert? How dare they? Okay, on to things that happened the way they happened. And listen, what was happening, it had happened very well. A good time was had by all at the Usher concert on Sunday at some kind of tournament of the foots. We don't know what that is. Who was rooting for one of the teams? Yes. Who was rooting for the other team? The sports ball team. Go whichever team y'all were, I don't know. So, Only one thing threatened the night, and that was Alicia Keys crackling like the skin of a redacted that wanted to show me how dark they could get from their vacation to Cancun just when they came back. Huh? Listen, I saw that and I was like, what's happening? Okay, but nobody reported a baby bump. It might just be a fupa. Because, like, you know, ladies get fupas. Fupas are great. I have one. You can't see it under here, but I have one. Right? Agreed. But the showstopper was none other than USHERAYMOND, baby. Usher was indeed sweaty, yay glistening, and appearing tired for his 43 years, but damn near flawless in delivering his impressive catalog of hits. Can I get a yeah? Okay, because he was doing it. This show had everyone. Lil Jon was there in his glasses. Has anyone seen Lil Jon's eyes in the last 28 years? I sure haven't. Luda was there, and he was yet holding on to his afro as well. Some of y'all thought Jermaine Dupri was CeeLo because he kind of was. Why was he there in the Church Go Mormon socks? We don't know. And Her almost stole the show with the guitar performance because go ahead, Her. She said, I am that girl. I am her. She was amazing. But Usher, the consummate entertainer, did his thing and dropped a lot of cultural Easter eggs in the time slot allotted to his immense talent. And Sonic Boom was there. Ooh, Sonic Boom was everything. Y'all know the band, the Sonic Boom band from ATL. Amazing. If you don't know who Sonic Boom is, go back and watch the halftime show again. I'm sorry, the Usher concert again. And then also go and research who is Sonic Boom, because this is a very important Black history moment for you, okay? And he did a damn dance routine on roller skates. Did y'all see that? And I mean, social media was abuzz with opinions, some negative. Y'all truly hate everything. It's me. I'm y'all. But most were positive. Millennials, that's us, especially us elder millennials, Xennials, we are Xennials. We finally had our moment to revel in the nostalgia, which seems to be the thing with the Super Bowl halftime shows for a couple recent years. In our opinion here at the Black NewsBeat, we absolutely love that Usher did the damn thing. Yes. What did y'all think about his performance? Was it good? Yeah, I thought it was great. And please feel free to tell us online too how that went, because I thought it was great. Okay. Oh yes, honey. Let's get into the Kappas. Okay, so one of our writers here, side note and disclosure, one of the writers here, the one and only Marquise Lupton of the Culture Professional of WITF of the Melanin Report is a Kappa. And so I was in Crawdaddy's because listen, Crawdaddy's went up when the Usher concert happened, okay? And we were sitting there and I was like, is that a cane? Okay, all right, there's only two fraternities that do the canes, but there's only one fraternity that does the shimmy, honey. Okay, it was only one. So shout out to the Kappas for their primetime spotlight during the Usher concert, also known as the Game of Foot's bowl of cereal show. Okay. All right, to the left. Let's talk about who's leaving in Harrisburg. All right, Tanis Monroy is leaving. Do y'all know who that is? I'm about to tell you. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and beat on this horse because we've been talking about it almost every show for the last 4 to 5 months. We got to touch on this and relate to our audience the happenings of our beloved Broad Street Market. No. Yes, as there have been changes, big changes. One of the latest is the sudden departure of Broad Street Market Executive Director Tanis Monroy, who, per reports from various local media outlets, will officially exit his position on February 21st due to health issues. Now, I heard some other stuff, but we're going to leave that for another show. Now, unless one has lived under a rock the last 6 months, clearly one knows things at the market have been spiraling downwards since that tragic fire back on July 10th of 2023. That was more than 6 months ago now. Can you believe it? And not a touch to the building that was fired. But anyway, we will get to that. From issues securing contract bids, from much needed work on a temporary location, to vendors not receiving funds, it has been crazy down there to keep their business afloat, and a proposed rent hike that was eventually tabled and renegotiated. But with the coming changes and shifts of management, will our beloved community hub finally be on the correct path? Will things improve and move forward? Only time will tell. But we'll be sure to keep the public updated on the progress of the Broad Street Market because as a community, this space is indeed the heartbeat of Harrisburg. Yeah, we clap for that. Yeah. Now here is a special HBG thing we're doing that we want you to participate in. Okay. So now that we're in the month of honoring Black history and love, today we are announcing a new upcoming segment where we will give our followers a chance to have their voices heard right here on the show. Yes. Starting later this season, we are excited to introduce Love Fest HBG. I love it. An interactive part of our program where you, our audience members and viewers, will have a chance to voice your opinions, ideas, and things you love about the Star City. All you have to do is post on our live feed or on our social media page. If selected, we may choose your comment to be part of our program. Now, keep it clean. You don't have to keep it clean. That's not true. Okay. Constructive, and it can be funny. It doesn't have to be super constructive. Like, we want to be truthful, but we definitely want to be hilarious. Okay. And your comment can be part of our program. And you may hear your words on the Black NewsBeat. Feel free to submit videos in our boxes. What do you love about Harrisburg? There's so many things I love about Harrisburg. This is why we have the show, because I love Harrisburg. Okay. So we want to hear what you love about Harrisburg too. Okay, let's keep going. Now let's get into media and melanin, baby. Because listen, the Oscars happened, the Emmys happened, all kinds of things. Was it the Oscars? The Grammys happened, the Emmys happened, and I think the Oscars are some time ago. But we have so many things to talk about, so many amazing people to talk about. Coleman Domingo has emerged as a standout figure on both the silver screen and the red carpet, captivating audiences with his remarkable performances in projects like Rustin. Did y'all see Rustin Baird? It was amazing. It's on Netflix if you haven't seen it. The Color Purple. Did y'all see that? And Euphoria. Did y'all know he was in Euphoria? Yes. Despite his current status as a rising star, Domingo's journey to success has been marked by hard work and dedication. From his upbringing in Philadelphia, yes, shout out to Philly, to his early roles in rock musicals. Notably, Domingo's portrayal of a gay man in Rustin has earned him an Academy Award nomination, making him only the second openly gay man to receive such recognition for the role. Wow. Travell Anderson, an out contributor, highlights Domingo's extraordinary presence, describing him as more than just a regular guy in overalls, but rather a trailblazer exuding an undeniable charisma. With over 30 years in the entertainment industry, Domingo continues to diversify his portfolio with his recent roles in Rustin and Color Purple, drawing significant acclaim during this award season. Anderson suggests that Domingo may be on the cusp of becoming the first Black openly gay movie star, marking a significant milestone in Hollywood's landscape. If you have not seen Baird, go run to Netflix right now and watch it. It is excellent, excellent. If I could give it 1,000,000 stars, I could. Rustin. It is Rustin Baird. So based on life Rustin. Did y'all know that Baird Rustin was the the organizing force behind the Million Man March, behind the March on Washington, the first March on Washington, at which the I Have a Dream speech was communicated. Did y'all know that? He was the reason that march ever happened. Additionally, it was supposed to happen. He had proposed it years earlier. And it didn't happen because folks thought he was too ambitious. They thought he was way too ambitious. But with the death of Medgar Evers, is when the March on Washington was realized after his death, particularly after Medgar Evers' death. So please go see Baird Rustin, the story of Baird Rustin, because it is phenomenal and he did an amazing job. And then also, I can't say enough good things. Catch me after the show. I got so much stuff to say about it, but I got to keep moving. All right. Taraji P. Henderson's recent revelations about her experiences on the set of Color Purple has sparked public attention, particularly due to their candid remarks about disrespect and unequal treatment. Can somebody say, "Oh, Oprah girl, you mean?" Particularly due to her candid remarks about the disrespect, even implicating executive producer Oprah Winfrey. Henson's statements shed light on broader issues facing Black women in Hollywood, including pay disparities and discriminatory work conditions. In interviews with The Hollywood Reporter and The New York Times, Henson discussed her frustration with the industry norms, citing instances of being underpaid and encountering racism. Now, the thing about what Taraji was talking about was she was saying how every time, and this hasn't happened for dominant culture artists, every time that she got a bigger and better role, she had to renegotiate her salary from the floor, which is very scary because look at all these Black and brown women who are also in the industry doing these amazing things, and they had to negotiate their salaries from the floor. And her bringing light to that, I'm hoping changes some things. But let's talk about Oprah, girl. What is going on? What you doing? Now, Monique has shed light on this, and we're going to talk about Monique in a minute because I have a bone to pick with her. But Monique shed some light on this before with not wanting to do that movie press tour for free and asked for payment, rightfully so. Now, the same thing that almost identical to what Monique was saying is what Taraji is saying. And Taraji is asked, or Monique has asked the question, and folks are asking the question to Monique actually. Why do you think Taraji's story was accepted and yours wasn't? A lot of people listening to yours and not to Monique's. And I'll tell you why, it's because she's a fat Black woman. And people denigrate fat Black women in this society on purpose. They didn't believe Monique's story. They thought she was being obstinate. But I still have a bone to pick with Monique. We're gonna get there, okay? Honey, let's talk about Jay-Z and the Grammys because hilarious. During the Grammys, Jay-Z addressed the Recording Academy's snub against his wife Beyonce, highlighting the persistent lack of recognition Black artists face. Now, yes, Beyonce is the most winningest, Grammyest person, but she has never won what? Never won what? She's never won Album of the Year, Best Album, which is basically Best Album. She's been won Best Other Album, Best This Album, but Best Album of a certain category. But always being reminded that she is R&B, she is pop, well, not even pop. She's R&B, she is hip hop. She is not Best of the Year in all categories, which I think is interesting. Now the conversation is, should people be upset that Beyonce didn't win a Grammy, or should be this best of category Album of the Year, or should Beyonce just be thankful because she has 7,000 Grammys? I don't know. Right? I don't know what now here's my thing. I think that it seems like it's tiered. So like you constantly have dominant culture artists winning this best of Album of the Year category. Taylor, who here listens to Taylor Swift music?
Oh no, she was bumping after the Super Bowl.
She was not bumping that. That's true. People were bumping it. But does anybody listen to? Oh, somebody in the back said me. It's okay. It's okay. So I mean, we're taking a poll. It's 1 out of 25. You know what I'm saying? But who here listens to Taylor's music? I think there's some good and bad on each. But I think that what we really need to pay attention to is if we say somebody is the best in every category, but they're not Album of the Year, we just want to wonder why. I don't know. Now, all this conversation is way above my pay grade, okay? Because Beyonce is a billionaire. Taylor Swift is quite close to being a billionaire if she's not already. And that's a fight they can have up there. Okay. Child, we got to go back a little bit because we were off for a little while. Jonathan Majors appeared on Good Morning America to address his allegations of abuse in his relationship with his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. Majors expressed shock and fear over his conviction and the reckless assault and harassment, maintaining his innocence. All right. Let's just take a poll. How many think he did it? Nobody in here. Okay. I saw the video and it looked like he ran in several directions away from this woman. That's all I want to say about that. But I don't think the interview did him any favors. Neither did the recording that came out. None of those things did Jonathan Majors any favors. But did y'all also hear the recent news? Him and Megan Good moved in together. Happy Valentine's Day to them. I don't know how smart that is on Megan's part, but we'll see how that plays out. Okay. Woo, we made it through Median Melanin. Woo! Now, those are just a few of the stories we're talking about. I do have somebody to send to hell later. I haven't sent somebody to hell a long time, but this person deserves it. But we do want to talk about what's coming up in the arts and entertainment right here in the Berg. So let's talk about Basir and I just went to see American Son at Narcisse Theater. Yeah. Who has gone to see American Son? If you haven't gone to see it, there's one. There's two. There's 1.34. So there's 4 people in here that have gone to see American Son. So the YPOC is having a special showing. Well, first of all, the YPOC, we are title sponsors of American Son this year. And we want you to come see it with us tomorrow at the Narcisse Theater, which is at the 300 block of Chestnut Street.
312.
312, thank you. I was gonna say 321 because, you know, the little dyslexia sometimes. But yes, it was excellent. The cast that portrays this, it's a very heavy production. So please, you know, come with a spirit ready to receive. But they did an excellent job portraying this and talking, really still raising that conversation about how are we doing policing in this country? And is it in the best interest of families, of the cops, of the young man, of all these different things, of the young men that are caught up in these scenarios? So please come see that. The YPOC will be in the house tomorrow. Will you come with us? Yeah. Come hang out with us. We want to, you know, give Narcisse our support as the first Black-owned theater in Harrisburg. Yeah. And if you didn't know, this show is a partnership between Young Professionals of Color, Greater Harrisburg, and Open Stage, where you are right now. Yeah. So we have some events coming up to that end. So for Black History Month, we're doing a Board Games and Brunch Black History Trivia Edition. We'll also be doing our happy hour. We will also be doing, we'll having our showing of American Sun and supporting All the American Sun. We had several YPOC members coming throughout the showing time, so it's been great. We saw the production with, I think, 5 or 6 YPOC members on Sunday. So it was great. Board Games and Brunch will be happening on the 24th from 11 to 1 at District. We're going back to our Board Games and Brunch home, District on North 3rd Street. So please come join us to hang out with that. And then the last Thursday of this month, we'll be having our happy hour. Look online for those details. We always switch it up to where we're going to go. So we'll be celebrating Black History Month at the last Thursday of this month at one of our local businesses. So please come and check that out. I have 2 speaking engagements coming up. I am doing, if you haven't seen it online already, I am doing Will AI Replace Us? A talk on AI and DEI at Harrisburg University on the 21st from 11:30, yep, 2 o'clock. You should come because we're getting free lunch. You should sign up online and get the free lunch. It's catered towards business owners. So if you have a business, you have a side hustle that really actually is a business, and you want to know how AI works in you, how it should kind of start that conversation, if you haven't already, on how to use and think about and discuss AI in your business, come join us on the 21st. It's a really important discussion. And I think it fits perfectly into Black History Month because of how, okay, let me not get too controversial, how Black folks and brown folks were left out of the DEI configurations early on, and how we're beginning to break the DEI configurations when we test them by finding out how racist the AI really is. Interesting. So come join us for that chat. Next chat I'm having is actually on Situating Black Harrisburg, the church edition, talking about how the Black churches, the Presbyterian Church and the Quakers were situated with abolition in the state of Pennsylvania. So that's on the 24th as well from 10 to 1 at none other than Market Square Church. And we are going to be really digging into that. So please come join us. Please sign up, or you can just show up too. But we want you to be a part of those very innovative programs for Black History Month. Yeah. Next, that's happening is 2 weeks from now. We're going to be having the anniversary show right here in this theater. We're celebrating season 4 and completing 3 very successful seasons of the Black NewsBeat. Come hang out with us. We're going to have a DJ, and we're going to have different guests who are highlighting what the Black NewsBeat has meant to the community, and it's become a community thing, and we're really happy. All right. And last but not least, what's going on Open Stage? What's happening?
So much. We got Sweeney Todd.
Wow.
Sweeney Todd, there's no picture.
Can y'all hear me? Because they took me out the picture, y'all. Crazy. Oh, there I am. There's one of me. There's 2 of me. There's 3 of me.
The Crazy Sondheim musical Sweeney Todd featuring the incredible Rachel Landon.
I wonder who that is.
And Brad Bartol, some of our most talented folks here in Harrisburg. We also have coming up on February 23rd, Erotic Fan Fiction Live.
Yay!
Yeah.
Rachel, call me. It's Black History Month. I want to be there. Yes?
Yes, indeed. And you know what else? F Live is going going to the Orlando Fringe Festival.
Woo!
May. So we'll be representing Harrisburg down in Orlando.
That's exciting.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on at OpenStage. Go to OpenStageHBG.com and check it out.
Wow, wow. If you have not been to a show at Open Stage yet, how many is your first time here? Hopefully no one. Oh, it's still, we have some people first time here. Oh, we still have some first timers. Every show, we still have people who've never been in this building before, and we're so proud of that. We're so proud that we can bring people into this amazing space. So if you have not, if this is your first time in the building, check out everything else that Open Stage is going on. We are so happy to call Open Stage our home. So also, not in addition to joining us for our Open Stage program, join us for the anniversary on the 28th. All right, we got a show to get to, okay? We have so much to get to. What time? Oh, we done good, child. It's only 7:40. Wow. Let us get to our first guest. We'll be right back with our amazing couples. We'll see you right after this. We'll be right back. Are we back? Well. We are having a show, and we're having, as usual, things happening with the show. But anyway, we are back. Welcome to Black NewsBeat. Here in the studio, you see all the things that are going on. Did y'all enjoy the first segment? I hope you learned a little something. Yeah. So we are here with our first couple, the Jacksons. Is that right? Did I get you? TJ and Maisha, how y'all doing?
Good.
So I know you guys do a lot of things in the community, but I want to give you either one of or both of you a chance to introduce yourselves. Tell us about you as a couple, or whatever else you want to tell us. That's right. Pass it off to the boss.
I am a head chef at Downtown Daily Bread. I'm the owner of My Island Vibes. I do kids cooking classes. I'm coming out with a kids cookbook. I mean, I'm all kid stuff. So
that's amazing.
That's what my passion is, and my husband does.
I'm a machinist. I work for a company called Pratt & Whitney, and just a family.
What does
guy.
it mean to be a machinist? What does that mean?
I make airplane engine parts.
Oh, that's nothing. That's
a
nothing.
little technical. And
nothing crazy. Just airplane engine parts that get us up in the sky.
Right.
Nothing nuts. Okay, that's cool. So happy Valentine's Day to both of you.
Thank you.
And I have a series of, because it's couples night, I have a series of questions I want to ask you. So thank you, first of all, for spending your Valentine's Day with us. Thank you.
No problem.
And tell us, what do you usually do? Is there something that you usually do for Valentine's Day?
We used to do more in the beginning, but we don't do that much now. We have 3 kids. It's hard. So I guess we have like an understanding. It's just
we
like a
kind
little
of just,
harder.
show our love throughout the year.
Yeah.
Random occasions.
I like that.
Yeah.
Anytime
That's
we
good.
can get away from them.
Get away from the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, get away from those
Yeah,
guys.
that's
Yeah.
it.
We're actually just coming back from Miami last weekend.
Ooh.
So, a little getaway. So
That's
was our
very nice.
Valentine's.
Yes,
So we
yes.
kind of said that was our Valentine's.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love that. We just had our anniversary, babe. We just went on an anniversary trip. We were in Hershey for a bit, and it was great. Okay, back to you, though. Tell me about your worst Valentine's Day ever. Now, talking about an ex is probably not preferable here, so don't do that.
Yeah. I guess I'll lead on that because it was my worst.
Ooh, what happened?
So he's not a big planner. He doesn't do a lot. So this one year, I was like, oh my gosh, he's just doing a lot. Like, he's telling me where to be, where to
Yes.
wear. I'm like, okay, this is it. I called my mom. Like, I'm getting proposed to. I know it.
It's the time.
This is it.
Right.
We're not going to commercial restaurants.
Right.
He pulled out the stops. So I was like, okay.
Yes. It sounds like the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Got a custom dress, girl.
Ooh.
I mean, it wasn't super expensive, but I was dressed for the occasion.
Right.
And he took us out, and like, every time the waiter came over, I was like, someone has a ring in it. Like, why? Like, I was eating careful. I was like, I don't understand. Like, I haven't choked yet. I
haven't spilled anything on my outfit.
I'm just not sure. The guy was like, do you want champagne? And he was like, yeah. I'm like,
now, okay, with the champagne.
I was like, it's going to be a champagne.
The champagne is it.
Because he's a little frugal. I'm not saying he's cheap.
Spendthrift.
Yes. I mean, he was vacation poppy. So I was like,
right.
This is it.
He was like, we're doing all the,
Yes.
he's popping bottles, throwing dollars.
Just,
got it. Okay.
I just knew. And then, like, the whole time I was eating my dessert, there was nothing there.
Wow.
It was like,
it wasn't in the bottom of the glass.
So he was like, why are you look so upset? I mean, the whole day was just like extravagant.
Right.
It just didn't make any sense. So it was the best and the worst. It was like the best Valentine's Day, but then it was like, why didn't I get proposed to? I don't understand.
Yeah, so by the end of it, she was a little ticked off that there was no ring. So I'm like, what?
Why are you mad?
Why are you mad? I did good, right? And, so.
And he said he was never going to do it again. He was like, I got in trouble. Like, you might as well just write this off. You're never going to get another one like this. I was like, okay,
right,
maybe
because
I overreacted.
It's negative reinforcement. Like, you planned the best vacation, but she had one thing in her mind.
Right.
Yes,
and
like,
you had
and I
another.
don't even order dessert. And he was like, yeah, bring out dessert. And I was like, he knows I don't like dessert. I was like, okay, I'll get it because it's probably in there.
Because the ring's in there.
I ate slow. I was like, I don't want to gag or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
inappropriate. I'm a lady.
I'm a lady, and I'm waiting on my ring. Okay.
The ring wasn't in there.
So when did he actually propose? When did he actually propose?
It was like 3 years later.
Oh, okay.
That was our second Valentine.
Yeah.
Our second Valentine.
That was the second Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we didn't get married. Till,
So
like,
lesson to the folks: don't pull out the stops unless
No.
there's a ring in the bottom of the desserts. Just kidding. Do whatever you want.
like simmer it down a little bit.
Just simmer down
Just
a little tiny bit. Okay, so you told us about your worst Valentine's Day. Do holidays like this? I know they have for us. Change as time go on. So the holidays change as time go on. Tell us about that evolution.
It's like in the beginning, you're like, oh, if you don't do anything on Valentine's Day, you don't even care.
Like,
You don't love me.
You don't even love me. Like, tell me you hate me already.
Right.
Like, but now I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
We have a lot going on.
It's like on a Wednesday this year. Like, it's like
Yeah.
you're here with us.
Right. And I had nothing planned. I didn't move anything around.
Exactly.
My calendar was free. I was like, NewsBeat, of course.
Of course, yeah. She was like, "Oh, I want to do it if you don't get anybody." I was like, it's you. We want you. Okay, we want you guys." So tell us about now what advice you would have for couples who either want to get married, are going through a tough time, or are happily in bliss. What advice are you giving couples?
To my fellas out there,
Ooh,
Yes, step in for the fellas. Tell them what to do because
do it when you're ready. Don't get pressured into doing it. Do it when
I
you're
like
ready.
that.
Yeah.
That's now. Why do you say that? Why do you say don't get pressured? Say why.
Just because you don't want to make those type of decisions when it's not your true and own decision.
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That makes
So,
sense to me.
Yeah.
What about you? What advice do you have for couples? Either they're happy, they're sad, they want to get married, they don't want to get married.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is like, I think as me personally, like you think that if they love you, they'll do what is needed for you.
Yeah.
But like, I think like it's not realistic.
She can just do whatever they want.
Yeah. Like I was like,
Yeah.
well, if he loved me, he would just like,
Just do whatever I want.
No.
Yeah.
and it's not that way. I think
I
like
agree.
being slow to react is like my biggest lesson.
Yeah.
I don't react as fast. Like it might take me a day or two because I'm like, if I'm like really riled up, I'm not gonna talk to him right away because I don't want to talk in anger. I don't want to talk out of turn.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to apologize.
For
I feel that.
senselessly, you know what I mean?
Because also I don't want to have to apologize. So
Right,
I got it.
right.
I got it.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, sorry, can go only so far
Yes.
if you keep on saying it. So like my biggest lesson is like be slow to talking to him because I don't want to have to always be like, I'm sorry.
Understand.
I overreact.
And then like
Amen to that.
he's gonna be like, okay, she said that like 20
That's
times
losing
this
its
week.
significance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really do want to make sure like I'm purposeful in the way that I care for him. So,
I love that.
yeah.
That's beautiful. I like that. A lot. All right. So we're gonna go to our couples game. Let's go to lightning round. So I'm gonna ask. So you have to be truthful with this.
Oh, geez.
All right. So I'm gonna ask one of you the question. You're gonna tell me if they're right.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna go back and forth. Ready?
Okay.
All right. Couples game. Let's go. B&B couples game. Ready? I don't have a graphic for that. So we're gonna make it up. All right. All right. TJ, what is your partner's favorite food?
Favorite food?
Think about it. Get it in your mind. Now this is important because she's a chef.
I want to say oxtail
Ooh.
or curry and roti because she doesn't have it often, but that's like her favorite when she gets
You're not
it.
supposed to give it away.
Sorry. I was like visualizing it.
But you know what that means. Okay, so did he get it right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And now yes, good job, TJ. That's a point for TJ. That's TJ's point. All right. All right, something your partner does, not says, when they're upset. So tell me you're upset without telling me. What does he do?
He always says this phrase like, okay, I can't change the way you think, but if you feel like that, that's you. He always said that, and it bugs me so bad. But I always know he's done with me. Like I'll be like, okay, I'm either gonna have to retry,
Right.
or I'm gonna stand on this, and it's gonna be
Stand on business. Okay. Okay. All right. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Point for mine. I like that. We're a tie. It's a tie. This is the tiebreaker. Okay. Now, both of you, since it's a tiebreaker, both of you get to think of a thing. And I don't want you to say the other. Poker face. All right. I don't want you to say the other's right. What is the scariest thing that's ever happened in your relationship? Think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Say it at the same time.
Yes.
When my daughter had a seizure.
When she had an asthma attack. So
And,
I had to give her mouth to mouth and to resuscitate her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a
For
lot.
sure.
Yeah.
And she was in a coma for a couple days after that.
So she had attack anesthesia?
Yeah, they put her in a coma because her breathing couldn't be regulated. And I remember him calling me like he was crying, and I know when he's crying, that's not a thing he does. So he was like hyperventilating, crying, but like he couldn't get her to start breathing again. And all she really said was, "Daddy, I can't breathe right now." And he kind of just went into. I was like, "Thank God he was there," because I would have been like, "Oh my God, I can't even understand."
And so I kept it together basically to resuscitate her, get her breathing again, call 911. They were on their way. Once they got there, they got her, they took her, they started to take her downstairs. Once she was out of my hands and in theirs, I just broke down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a lot.
How old was she?
She was 3.
Oh yeah.
3.
That's
3.
That's hard. That's hard. Any age is hard, but
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
Being a toddler is like wow.
Yeah.
And how did you guys recover?
Our
It
family
honestly
kinda
brought us closer together,
Yeah,
going
for
through
sure.
something that traumatic together. And we just stuck by each other's side and helped each other get through it as best we could. Once she was okay, it was a lot easier.
Yeah.
But we just.
It's like somebody got your back, but like I know TJ got my back like 1,000%.
Mhm.
After that, like there's nothing that could happen. Like he just, I don't know. It was crazy. That was crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she's okay.
Yeah.
And that's very beautiful.
Oh.
It's like what more tears? Okay. And last, any parting words? What else you want to tell us? What do you want to say to couples out there who, we're celebrating Valentine's Day? And sometimes Valentine's Day is a hard day for some couples. I heard from couples today who are like, I want to come on the show, but we're going through a rough time right now. What would you say to those folks?
We have rough times, but I just think that like we understand each other enough that I know when he needs a break, and we have like a rule like if we can't get through to one another, I'll just be like 24 hours. And we might talk before 24 hours, but we know we have 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like when we come, like if it comes to the point where I'm like, all right, he's been chill for a little bit. I think I could talk to him. And then like I'll say something and he'd be like, all right, you know, I wasn't. But we're not gonna talk in anger and like argue in front of the kids and all that type of stuff. Like I think we have a lot of respect for one another. We don't really disrespect each other a lot. And it's like when you really, like I just think like sometimes the fairy tale thing is not a real thing.
Yeah.
Like it's really about respect and being like with somebody that you really like are friends with.
Yeah.
Because when it's hard and it's gonna be hard, like
It's gonna be hard
you
times.
have that foundation. Like I never want to lose him because he's my best friend. You know.
I love that so much. Oh, that really warms my heart today. And I just want to say thank you for coming to hang out with us. This has been amazing. I don't think I've ever heard TJ talk in my life. So this is great. Like, this is amazing. So thank you, TJ. Thank you, Mai. And will you stick around with us to hear from some other couples? All right. All right. We'll be back with our next couple guests. We'll see you in a second. Are you looking to broaden your skills in digital media creation? Are you looking to be a part of a great team? Well, we need you. The Black NewsBeat will be trying to fill various positions to help make our show a great success. We'll be looking for tech assistants to help on set. We'll be looking for writers to help write the show every single episode. Also need digital media assistants. Absolutely need some live audience coordinators. We'd love to open up these opportunities to high school and college students. We'd love for you to intern with us and learn more about the business and get your feet wet with a great company at Open Stage. So if you're interested, please let us know. We'll be taking applications via email. You can email us at Kimeka@kimeka.org. That's KIMEKA @KIMEKA.org. Hope to see you on the set soon. There we go. Yeah. And we're back. All right. So we have another fantastic couple here. Please meet Marquise and Whitney Lupton. I'm biased, but they're one of my favorite couples because they are a powerhouse. And the way that I met them, they were doing a internet television show, internet TV show. Called TCP in the Morning. Yep. That's how I met them. And myself, Gibby, and I'll never finish every time I have an opportunity, I will tell this story. Myself, Gibby, and Bree went down one morning to hang out with them. And we had a blast. And we got to meet them in person that day. We have been watching them for a while. Had y'all come down to the show before that? Maybe.
One time before.
Yeah. I had come down to the show before that. But I got to meet Lady L in person. Which is great. And they are here as a couple tonight. Hey, y'all.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, of course. Couldn't pass up. I know. The questions are a little more in depth than I thought. And they're pretty light. Like the other questions I asked were going to be like crazy questions, but I toned it down. So, happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Thank you for spending your Valentine's Day with us. Okay. As I said to our wonderful couple, the Jacksons. So what do y'all usually do for Valentine's Day?
We usually just hang together.
Yeah.
I might come up with a plan. Like we'll do like wine tasting or something. We'll do a museum tour, a vineyard tour, something like that. But this year, since we had the kids and everything, we were like, well, let's just do low key. We just moved to Harrisburg, so we weren't too familiar with the layout of the land or anything. So usually the kids are at church on Wednesdays. So it was just So we really did not have any plans this year. It was just, you know what? Dr. K invited us onto the show, so let's do that.
That makes me happy because like it's a Wednesday and like it's hard. So it's a middle of the week thing. So thank you. So tell us about your worst Valentine's Day. Okay, no, that's not right. Tell us about your weirdest Valentine's Day ever that you've ever had.
Oh, so it had, maybe it was like our first one or our second one. And we had agreed that like Valentine's, like it was stupid. Like, and we were like, we're not going to do this. We're not,
we're not obsessing over this.
Right. We're not playing into that game. We're those people.
The Valentine's Day industrial complex.
Right. We're those people. And I told him, I was like, I don't want to do anything like us being together, having fun. Like we do that every day. I don't want to do anything different. Like, that's it. So I show up at his apartment one day and, at this time he had like this one hitter special where he would like season the chicken in like Italian dressing.
Yes, honey. That was the move for a while.
Okay. And I'm 17, he's 21. Like this was like,
yes, honey.
This was serious.
Big deal, prime time.
Right.
Okay. And if you like broil it just right, if you get the turn the oven up just right, it was like, ooh, what is this?
Yes. So there was that, and then not to mention his roommate had a dog, so some of the food got eaten by the dog. It was a lot going on.
That was going to be my story about the worst.
That's fine. Worst and weirdest kind of go hand in hand sometimes.
So but I appreciated the idea. So we ended up having dinner and everything like that. And he tells me that he did it because his mom was like, no, you gotta celebrate, you gotta do something. And I was like, that's nice, but I
don't need that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think after all these years, I think we're on the same accord now.
How many years?
How many years what?
Valentine's.
How
many Valentine's?
Where are we at? This is number 19. 19.
19 Oh, listen. Marquise was quick with it. Okay. You kind of faltered there. I'm gonna have to give that point to Marquise.
I'm thinking like 18. I'm like, listen, because I saw something because we've been together since 2005. Wow.
19 years.
Yeah. So like
almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
We grew up together.
That's amazing. And growing up together can be hard.
Yeah.
Great. Into my next question. So tell us, what has been probably one of the hardest things you have to go through as a couple? Because you're telling us you've been together almost 20 years. Basically, I don't know, I'm going to say you're in your T's. I don't know, some 30s, 40s, 20s. I don't know, one of the T's. But it is true, growing up together, doing adulthood together. Mm-hmm. So what's some of the hardest things you had to, what is one of the hardest things you had to encounter?
Well, for me, my hardest thing was we had our first daughter away from our family. And so we lived about a good, 4 to 6 hour drive away from them. Wow. And so we had our first baby, all them hours drives away from our family. And that was super difficult for me. I had some complications, couldn't walk, couldn't move. And what ended up happening is that our mothers came down. And they each came down. They both took 2 weeks. So his mom came down first. She came for 2 weeks, and then my mom came down, and then she stayed for 2 weeks. And so that was super helpful. That was our first baby. He had his first job as a news reporter, and so they're they showed up for us.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And I'll ask the same question about Valentine's Day. So do holidays like this change over the years for you? So you kind of started off like, this is not a big deal. So has Valentine's changed over the years for you, or has it kind of been like not a big deal?
I'm still on the not a big deal.
It changed for me.
Yeah.
Because I live in a house full of women. We have 2 beautiful daughters. So I know that I'm the example. I have to set that trend so that they just won't accept anything.
Because you don't want the dude being like, Valentine's not a big deal.
Right. No, I want the dude to be like, Valentine's Day, babe, I got you. I got you. So I want to set that example so that, when they do come of age, when they're in their 20s to date, there will be this expectation, and they're not going to date down, so to speak, and stuff won't be
A black man
impressive.
said it, so don't you come for me. Don't y'all come for me on these internets because a black man said, because I was just going to ask you, don't you think you're setting your girls up for failure by raising their expectations so high? Why don't you start them down here on the ground, Marquise?
Because that's not where our mindset is. Like
Period.
our mindset, we have what I like to say, we have a royal mindset. And energies need to be matched. So if you do not match this Lupton energy, then the exit is that way, sir.
It's the Lupton energy for me. Okay. So let's talk advice for couples. So we've got couples who are at various stages. You guys have been together for 20 years. Married for how long?
Man, 11.
11 years married. 11 years married. Wow. Congratulations, baby. So let's talk advice for couples who want to get married, don't want to get married, are going through a tough time, or are happily in bliss. What advice do you have for couples out there?
I'll go for me. I originally, it was very strange because at the same time that I didn't want to be married, I was very content with we can just grow old and be together. We don't need the law involved, right? So I didn't want to get married or anything. I just wanted us to just be together. Just be together. However, we are married and over a number of years. For me, it's more of the insurance of it all.
Honey, yes.
That's what it is for me, the insurance of it all, right? Like me and my mother-in-law, we didn't always get along. We do now, but I can't imagine if something was going on with him and we weren't married.
Yeah.
And, his family has, essentially the right to do whatever with him.
Right.
Even though I've been the one with him all of these numerous years.
Because that's the fear.
Right. And that's what it was for me. It was like, what if anything goes down? It's not going to be left up to me. And I'm like, I know he wouldn't want that. I don't want that. Like this, at some point, again, I'm like, I was 17 thinking this, right? Because we've been together for a long time. I'm like, I'm not having the same mindset.
Right.
So there was that. But not only that, when we first got together, probably like 6 months into our relationship, I told him that he was going to marry me.
Period.
And he thought, he's laughing because he and he thought I was crazy. He was like, what? I ain't gonna marry you. I need this and that and that. I was like, oh, you don't know that I'm the bomb.
Period.
And needless to say, some years later, we got engaged on like our 8-year like dating anniversary. He got down on one knee at the apartment that I was living at. He was in graduate school. He like pulled out a ring and was just like, well.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me hear the story again. So how did he propose? Let me hear this.
He got down on one knee. We was in the kitchen at my apartment. I'm a senior in college. He got down on one knee. He pulled out the ring and held it and was like, well.
All right. So,
in my defense, let me hear this. Let me hear what you got to say about this.
All right. So listen here, America. All right. So what it was, I stuttered. So that whole day, I was going through this speech and everything like that. I was like, boom, I got it down, talk to my dad and everything like that. I was like, I'm gonna do it. Today's the day. Drove up to Pennsylvania because I was going to Morgan State at that time for grad school, and I was ready. Had the had dinner reservations and everything like that. Got it prepared, and like I froze. I froze. And
after 8 years, you still froze.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And it felt
sweet.
like it felt like I was that 7-year-old kid in speech class again. And it was like, Marquise, breathe. And the only thing that came out was, well.
That is great. So what did you say to the well?
Oh, I said, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Good job.
Like, not for nothing. Like, I think the part about being married is that you say I do every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You wake up every day, you try every day. because life's going to keep happening.
Life be lifing, honey.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And not for nothing, he does get on my nerve about every other quarter.
Yeah.
But to be quite honest, I wouldn't rather do life with anybody else.
Yeah. What's the most annoying thing that the other does? The most annoying.
Oh my goodness.
I'm ready. Let me hear it.
Sometimes he has like this word vomit.
Oh,
And
not Marquise.
And sometimes I'm sitting there and we're talking and I'm just like, man, is this what it's like when I'm like talking to people myself? Like, is this what I do to people? Because he is just going like it's been like 15 minutes. Like,
and they bottle it all up.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I just said one word, how was your day? And boom.
Communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean that's probably it, is that those moments where it's like, bro, I just wanted like a short little gem. And you giving me a whole dissertation.
Yeah,
like,
I wanted the 4 dummies version. Wow, your turn. What is the most annoying thing?
That is actually funny because it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
That
makes sense.
I will bring this up yesterday. It's when I'm watching, like a show that I'm really into. Like yesterday, I was watching The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
And
I haven't seen that.
And she just came in, and like she don't ask, she just comes in, yeah. So that's and this that and the other, and like as a husband, that you got to like, all right, yeah, I'm paying attention. Yeah, that's crazy. So it's just that moment when it's like, man, I know I'm gonna have to rewind this.
And it's crazy because I'm like, I know he was watching that. It's all right. He could watch it later.
Okay. So couples advice, any last words for couples?
If you want to do it, just do it.
Yeah, agree with that. If you want to do it, just do it.
And I would say, gentlemen, ladies, make your significant other your best friend. You spend so much time with that person. If you genuinely like that person, like being around them, it just makes it so much easier to grow old with them, because you have a genuine interest beyond the kids, beyond the bills and everything like that. Like, I have a genuine interest in my wife. I have a genuine interest in Whitney. I want to know who she is, how she's doing, and how she's evolving as a person. I am intrigued by Whitney Lupton every single day.
That's so sweet. Wow. Well, they were whispering, so you know what that means. Guess you know what that means. Well, I am so pleased to have gotten to talk to both of you as a couple. This is the first time I ever got to do that. So thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for being here. And will you stick around with us for our last couple? All right. The Luptons, everyone. And we will be right back after this commercial break. Oh. Are you looking to broaden your skills in digital media creation? Are you looking to be a part of a great team? Well, we need you. The Black NewsBeat will be trying to fill various positions to help make our show a great success. We'll be looking for tech assistants to help on set. We'll be looking for writers to help write the show every single episode. Also need digital media assistants. Absolutely need some live audience coordinator. We'd love to open up these opportunities to high school and college students. We'd love for you to intern with us and learn more about the business and get your feet wet with a great company at Open Stage. So if you're interested, please let us know. We'll be taking applications via email. You can email us at Kimeka@kimeka.org. That's KIMEKA @KIMEKA.org. Hope to see you on the set soon.
Oh, you can't hear me, huh? How about now? Oh, this your moment, hey, not right now. If you a hating nigga, please pipe down. Cause I don't know if it's we the beat, but this bitch too loud. I was down bad, I ain't had no cash. Now these hoes mad cause the camera lights flash. I was down bad, I ain't had no cash. Now these hoes mad cause the camera lights flash. Bitch, I'm a boss, I only focus on comments and stress.
And we're back. Wow. It has been quite an exciting night. But we have one more couple for you, okay? Please welcome the Goldens. So this is a fun couple because they are a couple that they get the prize tonight for who has been together the longest. Right? The longest. So all together, how many years have you been together?
37.
37 going on.
36 going 37.
No. We've been together for 37, got married 36 years ago.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've already had our 36th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a generation and a couple more years than a generation.
Yeah.
So how does that feel?
It went by so fast, to be honest. I don't know that it just feels the same as it always has. That's
Wow.
a little crazy, but yeah. Right?
That's interesting. For 37 years, it feels the same as it always has.
Yes.
That is a nice testimony. I like that. So okay, tell us about the couple. Tell us about you.
We met a few blocks from here.
From here?
From here, on Bow Street, there was a technical school called the Academy of Medical Arts and Business. I'm in a typing class with my brother.
Wait.
Wait, yep, wait.
Uh-oh.
I was at the wrong place at the right time.
There we go. I like that.
She walked into the wrong classroom, but at the right time. I was single, and like these 14 or so people came in the room, and I think all of them were girls. I'm like, Jeff, I started elbowing my brother, like, do you see these girls? Right? He's married, so he's like, nah, do your work. Anyway, about 5 minutes after they're in there, someone comes and says, they mentioned all these names, and they had to walk back out, so I got a second look. I'm like, I like that one right there. That's all I remember. And the next day, her friend says, hey, are you single? And I thought her friend liked me. I said, you know what? I'm very married.
Because not the friend.
Because I wasn't interested. But she goes, no, really, it's not me. And so in walks this young lady. I said, really? Do you like me? She goes, yeah. I'm like, first time in my life ever. And that kind of thing happened. So I'm like,
wow. And it was the same person from the day before.
Yeah, same person.
Wow.
I just knew it's over now. It's like done.
Done deal.
I'm occasionally wrong, but never in doubt. I knew that was it.
Amen. I love that.
Yeah.
So you met a couple blocks from here, basically, not far from here.
3rd and Boast.
And yeah, it's really not far from here at all. And what happened next? I want to know because this is a
married
thriller.
7 months later.
7 months.
Yes.
What? Who approved this?
Occasionally wrong.
Never in doubt.
Actually, let me digress, I think you call it, right?
Something like that.
We dated for a little bit. I was slow to come to terms with things. And my wife, she really knew how to close the sale.
He was very shy.
Really?
So I dated her for like 3 months, no kiss, nothing like that. I was come from a very restricted, fundamental type background. That wasn't what I was doing, you know. But what's cool about it is she waited for me. She was okay with me not being there yet, you know. And so one day I'm like, okay, I gotta get there. I worked with my brother. I said, look, how do I ask her? Like, I just want to get her to be my girlfriend because my wife says, hey, what do I tell people we are? I come all the way from Lancaster all the time. What are we? I'm like, oh crap, she's
Put a ring on
she's
it.
getting me there. Anyway, to make a long story short, I asked her to be my girlfriend. It was like Mr. Lumpton. I was like, I didn't even do that whole thing. I was just nervous. But once she said, yeah, I'm like, this is not that difficult. I can do this. And a few months later, I took her to where I went to elementary school. Mm-hmm. And I tricked her. I said, come up and visit. I want to visit for a little bit. And when she got there, we ran full speed over to an area where I got knocked out as a kid. And I fell on my knee and I said, listen, I know where I'm going in life. I don't want to go alone. I just want it to be you and to be our partner. I will support everything you do. If you support what I do, let's just go all the way.
He gave me a key to his heart.
I gave her a key to my
Hey,
heart.
you give him a key to his heart is beautiful.
I had a key from a house I grew up in as a little kid, and I kept it all the time, but I gave it to her at that time. And what's cool is I thought this was going to be a deal breaker. I said, however, we won't go through with this unless I get your parents' support. I want them to agree to it. I don't want to just like rip you away from your family. And I was like, she was like, okay, that's it. But she says, okay. Within a week, we have dinner with her parents. Her sister translates, and unbelievable. Like, I'm just 21, 22-year-old kid.
Oh, wow.
She's like 20 or so, and they agreed. That was it. Wow. 3 months after that, we were married.
Wow. And 36 years later. Wow, that is amazing.
3 children, 7 grandchildren.
3 children. They don't even look like they got grandchildren. Y'all look amazing. Wow, 7 grandkids.
4 granddaughters, 3 grandsons.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Okay, so tell us about your Valentine's adventures. Has Valentine's been the highlight of your years, or not so much?
Not so much.
Yeah.
No, it was beautiful at first. It was nice. I worked at a medical office, and he would send roses. He would send the most beautiful roses to the office, and I just felt so special. It was very special, beautiful yellow, red flowers. It was beautiful, but after that, not so much.
I got it now, so no.
But it wasn't bad because we had a mutual understanding. We didn't need all of that.
Yeah.
We knew that. We knew that it was love, so we didn't care. So every day was Valentine's Day.
That's beautiful.
Another side to it is we got married in January, and our first kid comes in October.
Oh, wow.
So we had the mix of the kids starting to come too. And
So you just had an anniversary.
Yeah, we just had an anniversary. Yeah, January. But
yay!
But ceremonies weren't going to be the thing. And this is something for a lot of our young guys, because I heard what Mr. Jackson said, Mr. Joe Jackson. I think that one of the things that's vital beyond ceremonies and kids and all that stuff, commitment. It's not talked about a lot, but a lot of the things that get you through it isn't feeling bubbles, and all that stuff. But when you get to the point, I committed to this, so I'm with it, that was helpful for me. I grew up with all brothers and no sisters. Yeah. I had no recollection of how the females worked in their minds and that chemistry stuff and, the good days, bad days. But my commitment helped me to get through it. And so if we had a struggle with either financially or the kids or whatever our jobs, Valentine's Day was just another day because we tried to make the most of dinner. We did everything as a family. So I think that's right.
That's amazing. Definitely. I love that. So, tell us about your advice for couples. So we were talking about if couples want to get married, couples who are going through a tough time or who are happy in bliss. What is your couple's advice just across the board?
You're the boss. I'm going to hear yours.
Most of all, I think the most important thing is respect for each other. You got to respect each other and love each other and just be sure that everything is you're following your partner's instincts, whatever they're going for, you're putting their trust in them, and that's all that really matters.
And I think it comes down to in the 70s, there was a lot of songs and poems went for this 50-50 thing. And we made it a point to do 100-100. We're going to give 100% of ourselves towards where each other's going to go. And which it's a heck of a thing to do because you're vulnerable then. Because now all of a sudden you could take me down the wrong road. And you just by doing that, that was huge. I think that's the advice that I would give, because I like to talk to young men, women too. But I think young men, if they knew challenges are going to come, period, single or married, right? They're going to come.
Yes.
So my advice is that knowing that they're going to come, you can do bad by yourself. You don't have to choose the wrong person just
Amen.
because you need to be with someone. But nevertheless, if you found the right one, commit to it. Make a decision. You don't have to play around or yourself. Just make the commitment because you're gonna blink. You'll be like me, turning 60, and you can either have like, dang, I never got started. Get started because life's not gonna wait.
Trust and support each other.
Get started because life's not going to wait. That's good advice. I like that advice.
Yes.
I like that advice.
Trust and support each other.
Trust and support each other. I love that. So I asked the other couples too, what is the scariest thing that's ever happened in your relationship?
We've been through ups and downs, and I think the most important thing is forgiveness. Learn how to forgive, and I think that's it.
I want to hear the scariest thing.
Trouble.
That's nice, but I want to hear the scariest.
So we have two major speed bumps in the 37 years. The first one was while in the military, I had exposure to chemicals, and my wife is a young wife with a young baby and another one on the way.
Wow.
And here it goes that I'm going to be hospitalized around different military hospitals and everything for about 3.5 years.
What?
And
wow.
17 plastic surgeries, all my breast tissue removed, colon surgery. My wife had to become like a caregiver and didn't start living her life yet. So for me, it was scary because I felt like I cheated her. I got her to say I do. And within the first couple of years, now all of a sudden she has to give up her 20s to become a mom and a nurse. And so that, for me, that was tough. That's why there was a big gap. The whole Valentine's Day thing wasn't where it could have gone. Most of my time, she would have to come to visit me at the local hospital, Walter Reed, or we go to California, Mexico, wherever I was at as a young mom, and after finding babysitters. So for about the next 10 years after we got married, it took a while to be able to get back on our stroll again through marriage.
Wow.
And if we didn't have God, if we didn't have faith in God,
It'd been tough.
we wouldn't have anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how did you guys make it through, would you say?
Well, that's one. We used our faith as a way to gather strength in continue that 100%, even though my 100% was a lot less because of that. We knew the responsibility with our children who were coming behind us that we have to show them by example. We're not perfect people, but we need to give them a demonstration of what this commitment's all about. And by the way, as FYI, what's shocking, I never would have guessed this, but each of my kids, when I talked to them, they said they knew all their life they wanted to be married. They couldn't wait to get married. And so I think that one thing that happened, a byproduct of it was, in that transparency, it showed them that it's possible, they can commit to someone and move on with their life. And then it's so for us, what happened to us happened for us.
Yes, big time.
By the time I'm 47 and she's 45, our youngest graduates from high school and is gone.
The youngest.
The youngest.
Oh, wow.
So we got empty nest, and we have a very successful business. So we decided to move to South America, and we launched another business over there. We just, for the first time in our life, because of my sickness and because of little kids, we would go out every weekend, got party till 3 or 4 in the morning. Hey, no science reports, no getting kids ready for school. We lived it up until COVID happened, but we were just enjoying that whole road for about a decade together. And it's almost like the sick years didn't matter because I got to date her, right? We really had a ball, right?
Yes. So being good role models for our kids is very important. They all have their families, they all have their kids, they're all doing good. We just praise the Lord for all that He's done in our lives.
Yeah. Amen. I love that. I also want to give Patty a prize for being the most engaged, besides probably Maisha, the whole night. Like she has been in the audience. Like, yes, honey. Yes, very come back all the time. Okay.
She's coming to your church.
Right? Exactly. Any parting words? Anything you want to tell folks? You are our veteran couple, no pun intended. You're a veteran. You are our longevity, our example of longevity. Sprinkle some magic dust on us. What do we need to know?
Hang in there. It gets easier. It gets sweeter with time. We love it. We're so much in love with each other, and we can't wait till the next years. We love everything about it.
So I love that. I say I didn't even know, but hey, you know what? You know what I mean? Okay. Dang, I want to come to this show more often. What?
I love it.
Now, what's interesting is, so I have to give my wife kudos publicly. We've gone through a lot of tragedy together between what happened health-wise and funerals and things like that with people we care about and love. But we had our second greatest milestone maybe about 2 years or so ago. And this woman, I can't even believe, like, I don't even know why she's even still here.
Wow.
She doesn't even know what I'm going to say, but we're visiting my middle son here in town. And before this happened, we did 24,000 miles. We got bought an RV and just started traveling around the country. We said we're going to do the whole country, Mexico and Canada.
We want to be like them.
So we went from Maine to the Everglades of Florida. We're planning to go west. So we park our RV up in SWAT area somewhere and go visit my son. And one morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not a morning person, but this stuff just banging. And I swear to God, you can't even make this kind of stuff up. This woman, I don't know how she does it. We hear noises. I'm like, I'm sleeping. She goes upstairs, but she never comes back down. I'm like, what's going on? So I finally go upstairs. And when I get to the top of the steps, there are 6 guns with, what do you call these things? These
scopes?
The scopes, the green lights on your chest.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff,
lasers.
right? So I'm like, what are you talking about? Dwayne Golden? Yes. I'm like, oh my goodness. So my son's in the driveway with his handcuffed. My grandkids are upstairs. I have no idea what to do. So I'm like, what in the world? So we have a software business. We sold software years ago, and someone did something with it, but it turns out they said that it was me. So my wife has to go through the most greatest humiliation. The fact that she sits here and talks like this is amazing. Oh my gosh. Would you believe that I had to go in front of a judge and all that stuff? And he goes, oh yeah, Mr. Golden, it's not a big deal. But I had to walk past this woman who I'm like, good Lord, I put you through 10 years of your life you put on hold. She goes, that's not a big problem. We've been through worse. I'm like, wow. Dang. Unbelievable. You can pick all kinds of reasons to pick someone. You can pick them because they are gorgeous or because they smell good. They have broad shoulders. But at the end of the day, when you pick people that are going to be committed and do 100, it doesn't get any better. They're beautiful inside and out. So anyway, that was it.
Wow. I can't wait to hear more about your story and how things turn out for you guys, because what an inspiration.
Yeah.
What an inspiration. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. We have enjoyed you guys. Will you stay with us for just a couple more seconds, last lap, and we're getting out of here. But give it up for the Goldens, y'all. For all our couples, and we are so thankful. We'll be right back with Last Lap with our last segment of the evening. We'll be getting out of here.
All right.
Amazing, folks. Yes. I am just so impressed with this evening. I mean, the show is always good, but this one was just great. And I just want to thank you guys again for being here. It's our first show of 2024, and look at the turnout. Clap for yourselves. This is great. Thank you guys so much. We got one little other thing thing to do before we get out of here. We got to send somebody to hell. All right. If you don't know, I send somebody to hell almost every show. Even when they're good shows like this, I try to send somebody to hell. Not because, just because. All right. So we are sending Monique to hell tonight. Did y'all see her appearance on Club Shay Shay? I didn't have a problem with a lot of her appearance. I thought most of it was fine. But it is one thing that happened on the show that I took umbrage with, probably because it hit a sore spot with me. Her son took to the internet to disavow his mom's words on Club Shay Shay. She was praying for them to reconcile, but the son said that neither one of them had a desire to be in contact like that, mainly because of her actions. And I gotta tell y'all, I know the feeling, okay? I have a parent that was less than stellar growing up, and this is what I wanted to say from Calvin's appearance on TikTok. I'm going to do a quote of his. Standing in your truth does not make you noble. That is what Shalon Calvin Jackson had to say. What Shalon said about his mama rang very true to me because I have a parent like this. Started over many times with new families after me and my brothers. Married a few times after and used those relationships to try and rectify their past doings without actually having to go back and rectify them. They also think that they're being honest absolves them from making amends with the child or the children that they hurt. It's a weird feeling when you get to the age of realization and figure out that a parent just doesn't like you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You remind them of some mistake, some pain that you didn't cause, but your presence is a constant reminder. So you become a target of so much animus. It's painful, and from my experience, a lifelong condition. So you have to cut that out of your life so it just doesn't eat at you like a cancer. So I'm sending Monique to hell for really exposing her son like that from a vulnerable place. And I don't think everything should be kept private, but I do feel that her bringing him into that spotlight in that way, knowing that she had a relationship with him that was very tumultuous, was not fair to him, personally. So that's what I want to say about that. But I do want to say to you all again, thank you so much. This has been a beautiful show. Happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you, whether you are single, coupled, thrupled, or otherwise. I want to say congratulations to making it to this far in life in your love journey. Each one of us is on a love journey, even those of us who are couples or thruples, like I said. We are each on an individual love journey and a collective love journey with our friends, with our family. So congratulations for making this far. Even if you feel like you haven't made it to where you think you have to be, you are a loving person, you are a kind person, you're here with us in community, and we love you for it, okay? Talk to yourself. We will see you in 2 weeks for the anniversary show. Please come back and have a champagne toast with us. This has been the Black NewsBeat first episode of season 4. Have a great night and see you on the 28th. Bye, everybody.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. The bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality.